Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and whatever time it is, wherever you are. And welcome back to my channel. Today we have a 2-game video. The games are so quick, I went for 2. I was looking through my collection and I saw I had some legendaries that I'd never built around. So I decided to put together a real quick deck. This is Mono Black, I Win. And the very basic premise is I want to get creatures out into play. I want to make my opponent's life totals go down and make mine go up at the same time. Lots of really funny life gaining effects and pinging effects. I'm running a legendary creature that I have never actually played before this deck got put together. It was a lot of fun. I still have the deck and I'll probably play a whole bunch more games with it. I hope you enjoy the games. They're pretty fast. You'll see I'm already cooking with Crisco here. We've got Sir Conrad out in the battlefield, and funny thing about Sir Conrad is he is extremely good, and especially when people do things like board wipe, he still gets the job done. So let's see what happens. So my commander is on the battlefield, or is she? No. Immediately countered. Here we go. That enchantment will be very valuable later on. Swing to get in as nobody has a blocker out. And I get Swords of Plowshare. Feeling the love already. The table's already going like, alright dude. No. To me, it's never an insult when you see that the whole table has decided that you're the threat real early. The player next to us here is playing a mill deck, and that's an interesting idea. It's something I'd like to try out. I don't know if I've ever really played much mill for the EDH games that I've played in. And that's because it's... I think it's viable. It's just with four players at the table, milling 3 seems like a lot. And with all of the graveyard strategies that are out there, sometimes mill is bad. So I do have a way to get creatures back from my graveyard. Unfortunately, it doesn't help me with Sir Conrad in this game, as he has been exiled. We are building up a nice board presence, and we are zapping our opponents down. So many triggers start building up. I honestly got concerned at one point that the game itself wasn't going to be able to handle all of the different effects going on, and that it was going to just crash. But it did manage to hang in there, and we managed to finish off the game. As you can see, the game got a little squirrely. And we have to wait to resolve all of these things. This deck got out of control very quickly. We already have a player drop out. I really don't like when people just drop the game like that. There's no guarantee that you're not going to win. I mean, you could draw into a board wipe, you could draw into a Cyclonic Rift. I mean, there are answers to what's going on here on the table. Oh, I apologize. I thought he dropped. I didn't see any of his board state. So many zombies. And we have an opponent that's already down to 9 health. One is at 15, another one is at 15. And the player at 9 health does indeed drop. He's out. And a ton more effects. It's a very efficient deck. It's not unstoppable. I mean, anybody could stop this. You just have to be prepared. And my opponents are down to 5 health. And we swing in. This is such an efficient deck. It's so crazy. Player number 2 is dropped at 2 health, and we're down to just ourselves and one player at 4. Very quick games. So I will be posting more videos on a more frequent basis. I do apologize. We had some family things to deal with, and I've just been a little bit distracted with that stuff. And this pandemic has also gotten everybody a little down, I think. So I haven't been able to do as many videos as I would like to. I've just been busy drawing and doing a lot of cartooning and stuff. So it's my plan, though, to keep on putting out these videos as long as people are watching them. So if you're liking them, like, subscribe, share them, let people know that they exist. Let's try and grow the channel. It'd be really cool if we can stick around for a while. I think this last player had indeed dropped the game. It just took a while for the game to figure it out. And that was game 1. Here we are in game 2. We have another spicy hand. As you can see, I have the Skull Clamp. So I put out this this card as bait, as destruction bait, because I don't want to lose my Skull Clamp. I would like to use it. It's an incredible card draw engine, and it sets off all of the things. So let's see what we got going on. Alania deck. I would like to build one of those. Alania travel deck would be really fun. I'm probably saying that way wrong. That's fine. This deck is so incredibly fast, it's kind of crazy. Our commander only costs 3 black to play, so it comes out into play real quick. It's also easy to recast if it does get removed, so that is the plus side. While you're at my channel, I do invite you to check out some of my other videos. I do a whole variety of things. I do a lot of cartooning. I also scratch build stuff sometimes, and I've got videos of some other magic things, like I did build some deck boxes, and I will do more of those in the future. And if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and hit the notification icon. So the white deck looks like they're playing basically fairly straightforward mono white. Here comes the commander. Yeah, I think I might build a Jace travel or an Alania travel. It would be kind of fun. Ooh, what a Wayfarer. Okay, so we got an equipment deck going on over there. A lot of equipment decks right now. I've been calling them Swords Tribal because usually they're playing a lot of swords, so they're playing the Helm of the Host or Hammer of Nazim, things like that. Here comes the commander. Things are about to get spicy. She managed to survive. Didn't get Swords to Plowshare immediately, so that's good. So this is an exercise I recommend that you do. I've been playing this game for quite a while. I have a large collection of cards. And so every once in a while I go through, I sort my list out and I say, find me all the legendary creatures, and I look and I try to find a creature I haven't encountered in a game or something I haven't played in a really long time or haven't played at all. And that's what I did here with this deck, is I just built around her abilities. One nice thing about Magic the Gathering Online is that you can always put together something really interesting, and that you have access to all of your cards. So, you know, if your Mana Crypt or Mana Vault is in one deck, you can put it in all of the decks. So I kind of like that about this. Also, if you get a deck together that's really nice and fast like this one here, you can play a lot of games really quickly. This isn't, I don't believe, a CEDH deck, but it's definitely very well tuned and very fast. I'd say the power level on this thing is fairly high, just because it is such a pain to get rid of. So we have the Skull Clamp engine going, which is going to give us lots of card draw, which means things are coming out into play really quickly, and we're going to continue drawing cards and pinging everybody at the table over and over and over again. This is when things are going to get really nasty for our opponents. Sir Conrad with our commander is just so good. So very good. You notice on most games of EDH, if you're playing casual, nothing really happens for the first few turns, and that's where this deck really has a massive advantage, because I can set up a pretty good board, and I can already do a bunch of damage before anybody really gets going. Yeah, I think that's the reason that it's been doing so well. I've lost only, I think, 2 games out of the last 6 that I played with this deck. In the 2 games I've lost, I was basically playing a game of Arch Enemy. Here comes the sword. I love the art on these Kaladesh deck cards, but they are so brutally expensive on paper. Okay, so he has a ton of stuff on that guy. And I think he's going to be swinging in on me. I mean, I would. I don't really have a big block the creatures type strategy going on, other than put something in front of it so it dies. So what I've done here is I have played a card that I discovered in my collection that I saw some incredible synergy possibilities with. And I've paid my life total to make rats. And as these rats come into play, everybody's going to lose their health. It's risky. I'm vulnerable to any direct damage spell. One player's already dropped his health total below 0, so he is out. And I believe I have enough to kill the other 2 players. That player's dead, And the last player is toast. And that, my friends, is the game. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.